Have you heard of the paradigm revolution? If you haven't yet, you will. So what is it? Well, it's what happens when two of the world's largest industries, the mobile phone and advertising industries, collide and create a third industry that instantly becomes the fastest growing in history. And what industry did they birth? The mobile application industry. So how big is this paradigm revolution and what does it mean to you? To answer that, let's talk about those two colliding markets. First, mobile phones. It's massive. With 7 billion people on the planet, we have 1 billion cars, 1.2 billion computers, and 1.6 billion TVs. But there are 6.58 billion mobile subscribers. That's the equivalent of 94% of the globe's population. No wonder it's on its way to $2 trillion a year. Second, let's talk advertising. It too is big, really big, $1.7 trillion big. Consider this. It's gone from radio to TV to the internet, and then from desktops to laptops, and finally to where most of us now browse the net, our smartphones. If the average person looks at their phone 150 times a day, where do you think the advertising industry's headed? Yup, directly into the palm of your hand. So, we have the $2 trillion mobile phone industry colliding with the $1.7 trillion advertising industry and heading smack dab into the fastest growing industry in the world today, the mobile app industry. That industry really just started, but did you know that by 2016 we'll be downloading over 800 million apps a day? That's more than 500,000 per second. And why is that? Because we look at our phones 150 times a day. Now, if mobile apps are the link between advertising and mobile phones, then of course every company wants a mobile app. But only giant fat cat corporations can afford to develop mobile apps because they're simply too expensive. Until today. We are Bizbiz, and we've developed a mobile app called UBiz that serves the rest of the world. You know, all those small and medium businesses that are owned by our friends and family and that represent 90% of the global economy. We are growing virally, and there will be tens of millions of free UBiz members worldwide. Why? Because it does 3 great things. Number 1, it helps people save money like other apps you may be familiar with. But what makes UBiz really unique are the next 2 features. Number 2, it empowers your favorite merchants to communicate with you wherever you are in the world. And number 3, using highly sophisticated geo-targeting, it creates brand new customers for them by connecting them with all the free members traveling in their area. So you're probably thinking that it sounds great, but what does UBiz cost? Get this, it's free for members, and unlike those super expensive apps that the fat cats use, for a business, it's only $30 a year. What? That's right. UBiz completely disrupts 2 massive industries by offering the best communication tool ever and the best advertising platform ever for only 8 pennies a day. Bizbiz is the only company to offer this mobile app advertising solution to 90% of the world's economy, and we're doing it almost without cost. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the paradigm revolution, and Bizbiz, with the mobile app UBiz, is uniquely positioned in front of that revolution. It is a one-time phenomenon, and industry leaders in 123 countries around the world have rushed to position themselves in this massive shift of wealth. Today, you have now been included with that group of experts. But you need to hurry and take advantage of the timing, because we're mobile, we're global, we're going viral, and we're already in the palm of your hand.
Some around the world, people, that has never occurred before. Okay, so what I'm going to share is nothing short of a phenomena. Now, the definition of a phenomena is the following. It's an unusual, significant, and remarkable occurrence. But what you're going to discover in the next few minutes is a remarkable occurrence, but a truly monumental one. Now, why do I say that? Because it's something that has never happened before. It's the converging of 2 massive industries that has created a third industry, which is now the world's fastest growing. Number 1, it's the mobile phone industry. We all have one in our hands right now, so we definitely know what we're talking about there. And the second one is the advertising industry. So let's talk about the massive mobile phone industry. But what I want to do first is I want to put everything into a global context to give you a global perspective of how mobile phones compare to everything else in our lives. So we are 7 billion people on the planet, and here's what we call ours. We have 1 billion cars registered and in use, 1.2 billion personal computers, including desktops, laptops, and tablets, 1.6 billion television sets, 1.7 billion credit card users, 2.1 billion internet users, and 2.2 billion people with bank accounts. And most people are somewhat surprised to hear that there's still 3.9 billion radio receivers in use around the world. Get a drink of water here real quick. Okay, but here's the key. Mobile phones literally dwarfs them all. Literally dwarfs them all. There are currently 6.58 billion active subscribers, equivalent to 94% of the population. That's 5.5 times more mobile phones than computers, 4 times more mobile phones than all televisions worldwide, and 4 times more mobile phones than people with credit cards. Okay, so moving on. Mobile is massive. It's so massive that it passed $1 trillion a year back in 2010 and is now approaching $2 trillion a year. Okay, so let's move on to the second industry, which is another monster, the advertising industry. Now, advertising started in the old days. If you guys, maybe some of you don't remember that, but it did start on radio. Then it shifted to TV for years, and all the eyes were glued to the tube. Then it exploded onto the internet, and all the eyes, okay? But first on desktops, then laptops, and now mobile phones. Today, the majority of us spend most of our time using mobile phones for the internet, and it's already in the palm of our hands. We're looking at it all the time. So the $1.7 trillion advertising industry is rocketing directly towards the nearly $2 trillion mobile phone industry. Why do you ask that? Well, it's a simple answer. Because the average person looks at their mobile phone 150 times a day. That's a crucial point for what we're about to explain. But that's where all the eyes are today. So these two colossal industries are on a head-on collision course. Nothing is going to stop this from happening. The $2 trillion mobile phone industry and the $1.7 trillion advertising industry. Mobile apps are the key, the bridge and the gateway, okay, that connects these two giants, okay? And nothing is going to stop this from happening. So mobile apps, and this is the number 3, the mobile apps, although it's a tiny industry by comparison, only 30 billion, but that's really incredible because it's really just a baby. Mobile apps began in 2010, okay, and even Apple was shocked when 10 billion apps were downloaded in the first year, and 2 years later in 2012, 30 billion apps were downloaded, and some experts were wondering if it had actually peaked, but it had not. Last year in 2013, it reached 73 billion downloads, and this year it will reach over 119 billion apps downloaded in 2014. And in about 18 months, or 2016, are you ready for this? 300 billion apps will be downloaded. That's 800 million apps per day, or more than 500,000 per second. So that's just truly massive, right? So it's going to grow from 10 billion downloads 4 years ago to 300 billion downloads in just the next year and a half. That's 30 times growth. That's insane, right? So it's just massive. So folks, you don't have to be a CEO to understand those numbers. So where do you and I fit in this grand design, you might ask? Well, let's start off by asking you a couple questions. Is it fair to say that all businesses would like to generate more sales from their existing customers and acquire new customers in order to generate more revenue? Well, of course they would. More sales equals more profit. The question becomes, how do these business owners accomplish getting more sales and getting new customers? Well, they just simply need to advertise more. It's plain and simple. That's what has to happen. But here's the challenge. The majority of businesses simply cannot afford to advertise more because it's not in their budget, especially the 90 percentile of the mom and pop shops around the U.S. and the world today. Okay, so we've pretty much defined the desires and the challenges for the majority of business owners in today's global economy. They want to generate more sales for their existing customers. They want to acquire new customers, and they basically cannot afford to advertise more. All right, so let's move on to the next part of the storyline. Do you believe the majority of consumers around the world are interested in saving as much money as they possibly can? Well, the answer to that is an obvious yes. So how do we know this to be true? Well, let's take a look at the exploding coupon savings programs that have popped up over the last several years. And companies like, and by the way, it's been helping them save a lot of their hard-earned money. Companies like Living Social, Groupon, Foursquare, and even Retail Me Not. So it's clear that people are downloading these apps because it's saving them money. Okay, so a quick and final recap. People want to generate more sales from their existing customers. They want to acquire new customers. They cannot afford to advertise more, and people love to save lots of money, right? So remember, we know that all the eyeballs around the world today are looking at their mobile phones 150 times a day, right? We talked about that, and I said pay attention to that point because this is going to tie it all together. Okay? So here we go. We are Bizbiz.mobi, and over the last 2 years, we've developed the first advertising, communication, and proximity mobile app of its kind anywhere in the world. Welcome to UBiz, the mobile app that provides solutions for consumers in those small, medium, and larger businesses that are owned by our family and friends, and that happens to represent 90% of the global economy. UBiz becomes the gateway for 90% of commerce worldwide and will grow virally with tens of millions of free members, including you and I, worldwide. How is this possible? Because it does three great things to start. Number one, it helps people save money like those other apps we just talked about. Groupon, Living Social, Foursquare, Retail Me Not, all those apps that help people save money. So we already know people love to do that. But here's what makes it really unique. It's the next two features. Number two, it empowers your favorite merchants to communicate with you wherever you are in the world. Think about your local pizza shop or your local barber shop or your local mechanic shop. You know, these are people that you know, and you're going to be able to get messages from them, and these are people that you want to support. You're going to get their specials. But if you're outside of the zone, they will be able to communicate with you without, getting into the spam box, which is a very popular and common thing today. So it's 100% delivery rate right to your phone with whatever they want to advertise. It's just powerful. But using the highly sophisticated geo-targeting and proximity technology, it creates brand new customers for the merchants by connecting them with all the free UBiz members traveling in their area. Let me give you an example. Here's what happens when anyone that has the UBiz application travels within a 10-kilometer or a 6.2 miles radius of the merchant. They will get pinged, just like you do on Facebook, with discounts, specials, offers, or promos, photos, or whatever the merchant is advertising at the time, and it's localized, okay? So here's how it works. This allows the merchant to target a whole new group of customers in their area, which have probably never been in their place of business before. No one else offers this functionality. Think about this. Boston's Pizza is running a 2-for-1 special from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. today only. Okay, this is just one business. Now, they go into their UBiz platform, advertising platform, and they key in their advertisement right to you. There's the people walking in a 6.2 mile radius. They get pinged on their phone. There's the advertising that comes up. They don't have to pay for it, just like they do on Groupon, all the other stuff. They walk into Boston's Pizza. They're getting a good deal on pizza. They're happy. They're getting their bellies filled up. And Boston Pizza's happy because they just acquired a whole new slew of customers that they would have otherwise not had, okay? Because everybody's looking at their phone 150 times a day. It's the best place to advertise, and we make that possible, okay? So it's clear that we offer a lot of features, but we wanted to, point out the number 1, 2, and number 3 features, but we also have more, so let's cover those quickly. It's a free download for members, like we talked about, GPS and proximity technology. All members have access to the discounts and benefits and events near them in real time. Let me give you an example. Just yesterday on my UBiz app, a local carpet cleaning store pinged on my phone. I opened up the notification, and they were offering a cleaning for like $35 for 2 rooms. It was a crazy deal. So this is what's happening already in my local area of Wesley Chapel, Florida. So just think about this. It allows them to share information and make recommendations and invite their friends to the shared collective experience live. Permanent visibility. The promotions are always visible to all members at all times. And you can turn this off whenever you want. Okay? Proximity and geographical coverage. We talked about that. You advertise in real time. UBiz instantly publishes advertising campaigns with your specials, discounts, and promotions. Also, you can do uniquely scheduling with your campaigns, hourly, daily, or weekly. The contact feature is awesome. Communicate with unlimited number of your existing customers wherever they are in the world. Get their attention without the hurdles of spam filters or promotional folders that email campaigns have to contend with. Targeted marketing. This is awesome because you can separate it by individual groups based on age or whatever. Area-specific communications targeted to individual groups. Members will receive your unique ads, resulting in attracting an entirely new local market. It's just phenomenal. Now, what does this state-of-the-art application cost the merchant who would otherwise need to have a six-figure advertising budget? Folks, it's $30, not per day, not per week, and not even per month. It's $30 per year, as in 8 cents a day, which happens to make UBiz the most cost-effective form of advertising in the history of the $1.7 trillion advertising industry. Again, for only 8 pennies a day. Now, folks, when you have a service that millions and millions of people worldwide will demand and use every day, then you have positioned yourself in the right place at the perfect time to take advantage of that trillion-dollar shift of wealth. Don't miss out on this next huge paradigm. The blending of these mega industries, mobile phones, advertising, and mobile apps. Now, I believe it's important for you guys to understand that we are in the absolute beginning stage of something very special here, as you can see, which leads us to a very critical point for you, timing and positioning. Timing and positioning has played a major part in many successful people's lives, including the lives of many millionaires and even billionaires. So hopefully you recognize this is a huge play for you, because as we are in our pre-launch phase, which is the timeline before we officially go live and launch Bizbiz.mobi into 123 countries around the world in December of 2014. Yes, that's into 123 countries. The best part is you have the rare and unique opportunity to be one of the first members to join and secure your financial position in Bizbiz.mobi, the corporate structure. So I encourage you guys to get back with the person who invited you to this webinar presentation and find out how simple it is to simply lock down your position. Number one, discover the lucrative compensation plan available through our dual team structure, the mega matching bonuses, the Super Center bonus, and the global revenue sharing bonus pools. So we're talking about 7 generous ways to earn income, friends, and it's simply the best available in the market today. And last, get your Bizbiz.mobi business off to a fast start by registering at mobiatglobal.com to receive updates on live events and everything that's happening, get great training and all that stuff. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this presentation, and we do look forward to helping you guys build your business all around the world. Take action, get back to the person that brought you to the webinar, because we're going to be doing these nightly so you can plug into a simple system. The message is clear, it's effective, it's exciting, and people are rushing to get their position, so don't miss out on this amazing opportunity. Okay, I want to welcome you to Bizbiz.mobi. We're global, we're mobile, and we're going viral.
Well, it's an honor, Mike, again. Thanks for having us, and really the only goal that I believe that the goal that exists for anyone in this industry is one word, is duplication. And so with what we have what we're equipped with and what our arsenal is loaded with and what we're going to be providing, duplication is going to be a walk in the park. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be very simple, and it's the best thing going on out there right now. We're just grateful to be a part of it. So Mike, thanks for having us on, and look forward to working with all your team.
Well, did you explain to them about how they get positioned? When you guys fill out the registration form, you're going to be dropped into the back office. It's a 2-step process, and then when you get back there, now this is changing over the next couple of days, just talk to the president of the company. But for now, as in pre-launch, it's fine. You guys will go in and click on products in your back office. Matter of fact, I'll show you that real quick so you know what to do.
Yeah, that's key. I'm glad you came up with that, man. I totally forgot.
Yeah. It's all good.
This is all going away, thank God. I mean, this is just, we've been evaluating the process and protocols and processes, and this is just one of the things, because our product is so simple, our message is so simple, everything needs to replicate the simplicity of what we're doing, and the registration process is going to, be seamless and real simple, and they get it, and that's the whole thing about, again, being able to shape and mold the culture of the company, and they really want our input. So anything that you see or you feel or you want to give input, feel free, man. That's what we're here for. We're going to make this the best of the best.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So we're in the back office, so you're going to go to the registration form. You're going to be sent an email. Then you'll actually register, so you're going to fill out your name, email, and phone number. It's going to send you an email. You're going to fill out the registration form. You're going to give them all your good stuff, like your social or your tax ID, so you can get paid and all the good stuff that you need to do, date of birth and all that stuff, standard stuff. Then you're going to get logged in here. So this is you in the back office. You're going to click on, so you're at the dashboard like this. You're going to click on product right here. Okay, everybody see that? And you're just going to have this already going to be selected for you. You're just going to type in quantity 1 right here, and then you're going to hit continue, and it'll walk you through the process. And that's it. So product, click on I want to make a hit quantity 1, hit continue. The total is $145, and it's $35 a month. It's the lowest recurring order in the history of our business. And guess what? We're getting 2 codes a month to be able to share with our local business owners that want to be able to advertise an unlimited amount of times for $30 a year. It's a no-brainer, guys. Take action tonight, because what we're about to do is going to, you don't want to miss this. You may have missed Walmart or Apple stock or Google stock, but this is the next phenomenon, and you are one of the first people to hear about it. So we're excited for you to be first to the plate.
Yeah, definitely. One quick thing, and I'm going to end it. Sorry, guys, to bring this up. What do you get for the 120? You get some other coupons, right, to give out?
Well, you get the $120 gives you 10 codes.
Right.
And those codes will go over here to Bizbiz.mobi like this, and they will. So you give it to your buddy that owns a barbershop, right? Here's the code. Go get it. He comes to ubiz.com, and it walks them through right here. They put in the code, enter confirmation code, and then they can create their ad, and they can set up their account, and then they can do unlimited amounts of ads per week all year long for $30. They just buy that from you for $30. So you're spending $145. You're getting 10 codes, but you're making, excuse me, $150 profit. And that's just the retail piece of it. Forget about the binary, the check match, your upline becomes your downline, and all the crazy stuff that we got over here. You guys, it's going to be nuts.
Yep. Awesome.